Hey guys, welcome to Sailing Samantas. This week we work on the templates and the coring material for the cabin top sides. How you doing today? I'm back here at the marina. Very warm day for February, just about 30 degrees, so it's going to be nice. I'm not going to need to run a lot of heat to work in the boat. Get the place warmed up inside. And I'm working on cabin top side templates around the port lights on the starboard side. So I've got the material in there, and I'm going to start making those templates. I'd like to get them all made today. And if I have time, I might get so far as to get into the coring material and make the actual components. But we'll see how far I get. But that's the goal for today. That's my project for this weekend, is to get those templated and maybe get into the cabin top side material. It's right now I'm on hold. The bug is causing some issues with me getting material, even this late in the game, even with the vaccine out and starting to be used. It's still causing some issues here. So my MDO that I was looking for to make my bulkheads out of, can't get it at the moment. It's ordered. Who knows when it'll show up. I've even looked into marine plywood or a good veneered exterior grade plywood with the oak veneer. I don't need it yet. Hopefully it's here by the time I do. I'm going to get this all shoveled off, get things going here, and then I'll bring you in and show you where we're at. It's warm enough in here now with the salamander going, and I'm able to get it warm enough inside to be t-shirt weather. So I want to show you where I'm going to start today as far as this template stuff goes. And then I'll set up a time lapse so you can watch me do the work. Last week's recap, we did those two templates. Those are made out of 1/4 inch Luan. They're very thin. And Luan is pretty inexpensive. And today, we're working on the template and perhaps to build this cabin top side here. Now, this edge back here, right here, I gotta put a slope on the back of that. I'll make a little jig and I'll use my multi-tool to cut that backing angle. And that way when I go put the actual material in there, it'll have that same angle cut on it. It'll slip in behind, and then I'll be probably putting a couple of screws through this just to pinch it together and hold it in place while it sets up. And then I'm going to continue along this whole edge. And then when I get up into here, I'm probably going to have to remove this bulkhead to fit this last little bit in the front, getting into the V-berth. There's going to be a ring around these, so the wood is going to be way down here, way out and around. And there's going to be a ring of built up fiberglass cloth, 1708, layers and layers of 1708 wrapping around there. And that way these screw holes, you can see, those will be going into the glass and not going into the wood. Should prevent any future rotting issues. All right, and that's going to happen on all four. There's one in front of that bulkhead template that you can't see. And then there's one there and one there. So I'll be cutting those all out in the template material today. And then hopefully laying across the top of the sink there in the galley and on the port side settee. That's the material I'm going to build the core for that side of the cabin top out of. And that stuff underneath there where the jigsaw is sitting, that's my template material.
8 years old with a flour sack cape tied all around his neck. He climbed up on the garage, he's figuring what the heck. Screwed his courage up so tight that the whole thing come unwound. He got a running start and bless his heart, he headed for the ground. Well, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. Now he's all grown up with a flour sack cape tied all around his dreams. And he's full of piss and vinegar, and he's busting at the seams. So he licked his finger and checked the wind, it's gonna be do or die. He wasn't scared of nothing, boys, he's pretty sure he could fly. Well, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. Now he's old and gray with a flour sack cape tied all around his head. And he's still jumping off the garage and will be till he's dead. All these years the people said he's acting like a kid. He did not know he could not fly, so he did. Well, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. Yeah, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. Spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape.
We got some done. Once again, it took longer than I thought it would. Thought I'd be a little further ahead. It's getting a little dark. Fortunately, it's lighter later in the day now. That's pretty handy. But let me show you what I got accomplished today. I've got these lights in here just so I can see and so I can record what's going on. But I got on the time lapse, you'll see that I cut a bevel right here. 1:7 is what I went with for the angle on that. And I also put that angle on the end of this core here. And I got a little bit of fine tuning, but here is the core. That's what's going to go in the wall. A little bit of epoxy. So I'll have to sand and clean up that glass and then epoxy this thing up into the wall. So what I did here, and I had mentioned it in previous videos, let me pick this thing up. It doesn't quite sit in here by itself yet. But if I stick it in where it belongs, this isn't perfect. See the holes around the glass, around the windows? That's all going to be filled in with glass. I'm not going to be able to do that. So you can see it. But it works out to being 2 inches all the way around. Leaving me just a little bit of core material top and bottom. And then the screws will be bedded in glass, fiberglass, not wood. Should never have that problem again with the water leaking into the core material. I don't know if it's just frost. I can't really tell frost and condensation with the cold, but that's the deck core. It's wet back here. It's kind of wet all the way along. So I'm afraid I'm probably going to have to grind that out of there, at least out into where the deck meets the cabin top on the outside. And when I get up on top to fix those chain plates, it'll be later, it'll be in the summer here. Because I'm going to do that in warmer weather. I can be outside. So when I get into fixing those chain plate holes in the deck, I'm probably going to have to go after that core at that time. So I'm probably going to have to saw through the corner cabin top deck joint, slip a piece back up and in there. Probably going to put some epoxy in from the back side, or from the outside, some thickened epoxy to fill that little void, and then slide the coring material down in place. We will see. I might try to dry it out as best as I can for now. Previously, I didn't think that that was damaged. It doesn't feels very solid. It just feels soggy. So that's what's going to be happening once it warms up. One more day up toward the bow that I'm going to have to spend templating the other side out of this material here. Templating and then building my core. And then we're ready for some warm weather. 40 plus will let me do what I need to do to get this core bonded in and move on. So core, glass the cabin top, sides, inside, tab those bulkheads in. I know it probably doesn't look like a lot of progress to some of you, but there's a lot of work that goes into this stuff. Once this is done, the bones of this boat will be good. Hopefully we won't have these kinds of problems again. If I'm going to tell on myself here, I was working in here with the jigsaw. See that corner of the trim? I managed to hit that with the jigsaw. Very, very carefully did it. I was trying to avoid that, and I was watching it, and then I just wasn't paying attention for a second. So that's my teak corner trim piece. I'm not proud of that. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I'll probably knock that little corner out, and maybe I'll use it back here where it's just a little bit less visible, and replace it with one of the other ones that I have. I think they're all the same. That's sad though. Well, that's all I've got for tonight. Before I go, please like and subscribe to my videos. It really helps me to gain some traction with YouTube. Helps me to keep things rolling here on the projects that I'm working on. Thank you. Have a good day.